Hello ladies, welcome back to Music and Beauty TV. Thank you so much for subscribing and sharing this video if it helps you. I believe that God gives us all gifts to share with the world, and I love sharing other people's gifts, so I definitely appreciate when you guys share my work as well. For this style, we're using the Vanti Silk Effects Even Edge Control. We have some Kima braid crochet hair in 2 different colors, as well as the Havana Mambo Faux Locs. The reason why we're using the Kima braid is because in order to get the goddess lock look, you have to have something wavy or curly at the end of the faux lock, and that's why we have that. But aside from that, you did see a little bit of synthetic hair that we're going to be using as well. I actually got my hair done by my sister, who is also a hairstylist. She's located in Greensboro, North Carolina. So if you're located to her and you like her work, her information will be listed in the description below, so you can contact her to get your hair done as well. So I was really excited to get my hair done. We wanted to try doing the goddess faux lock method. Basically what she told me was that when you are installing the original hair, whether it's just synthetic hair or it's the crochet hair as well, you want to make sure you always include synthetic hair because it grips onto the client's natural hair tighter to keep that braid intact. What we ended up learning with my hair after the entire process was that we should have used kinky hair. She's used kinky hair before, and I'm going to show you guys what that looks like later on in the video, but for the sake of right now, I just want to show you that this method will work on most hair types. I just so happen to have a really curly and really fine hair type that sometimes braids slip out of very easy, no matter how tightly they're done. So she's starting off by installing the braid as so. At the end of the braid, I wanted to show you guys how she recommends doing a slip knot. That is just an option. It's not required. She's done this style without doing the slip knot, but because of the type of hair we're installing, it's quite silky. Sometimes it's just a safe method to slip knot it or put a little bit of glue down there to make sure those braids don't come apart. So she just went through my whole head and installed these individuals this size so that after she wraps the faux locks around it, it won't be too big, too bulky, or too heavy. Another thing to keep in mind when you're installing the individuals is not to install them too tight against the client's hair. She didn't install mine too tight, although it may look like it, because you have to leave room to stick that crochet hook through in order to pull the faux locks through. And this is what my hair looks like before the faux locks are wrapped around these individuals. I actually kind of liked this look. I really liked the length. But let's get to the faux lock part. This is the part you've been waiting for. So after you do a full head of individuals, then you stick the crochet hook through the base of the braid and you crochet the faux lock on just like what you're seeing right now. This is how you get the individual faux lock method started. This is why the individual braid should not be too tight. It should actually be a little looser, but my hair is so fine, like I told you before, that if she did it looser, then these braids would practically slip out, especially because my hair is curly and short right now. So then you just go through and you begin to unravel the pre-twisted faux lock little bits at a time as you wrap that faux lock around the hair. The reason why this method is easier than doing faux locks with just straight Kanekalon hair or straight kinky hair is because you don't have to fight with it to get it to wrap around the hair. You don't really have to wrap it super tight either because it already has its form, so it's going to maintain its form. The only reason why you want to do it a little bit tight is so that it doesn't start to get a whole bunch of spaces in between. Now how you end it is you just continue to wrap that hair, and because it's already pre-formed and finished, then you really shouldn't have to fight with it too much toward the end of it. Just make sure that it's wrapped snugly around the individual braid. There is another method, another way to end it, and that is by gluing it. My sister wanted to just show that on video and test that out on my hair because, like I said, sometimes the pre-twisted crochet faux locks are softer than the ones that you would do individually, and so they tend to just loosen up as you start to do ponytails and clips and all that stuff. What we noticed with this brand after I got the full head installed and I wore it for a couple of days, she noticed that this brand of Faux Locs was a little bit softer than brands that she's used before. This is why she recommends strongly that if I get this done again, that we only use kinky hair to install the individuals. And the reason for that is the kinky hair is going to allow for this kinky textured faux loc to grip onto it when she wraps it around, grip onto it tighter so it doesn't start to slip and start to create spaces in between my faux locs. So this is an example of what that looks like. Just wanted to show you. My hair had already been done for about a week and a half by the time she came back to do this, but I just wanted to show you guys, if you look at that braid in the back, you see how spaces began to form in that braid, and that was mostly because the hair was not gripping on tight enough. So just make sure if you do this style on someone else that you do learn from our mistakes, and that you push up as you are wrapping the hair if necessary, but definitely use the kinky hair method. That's just a better, more foolproof method, and it's the method that she usually uses when she does other people's hair. We were kind of experimenting. And then at the end of the install, then just go through, and if you see any pieces of synthetic hair sticking out at the bottom, just cut it out because that does look tacky. Another thing we did that we didn't show on video was we went through and cut one strand of the curly hair from each braid because I wanted it to be thinned out and look a little bit more natural. And so we did that, as well as trimmed about 2 or 3 inches off the bottom of it. This definitely lightened my load because it was kind of heavy for me at first, and I just believe that it made the overall style look better. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Since it is my first time ever wearing a style like this, I'm going to be doing a first impression video on what it was like to get these installed and how it has been wearing them. So look for that in the coming days. And otherwise, subscribe to my channel, leave your comments and questions below. Thank you for your love and support. I will see you on the next video.